Ah, drums. Do-do, 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 do-do. The backbone to every single track, whether you're in hip hop, R&B, rock and roll, jazz, funk. It's all there. That's the pocket. That's the pocket. But how do we get drums that snap? How do we get clarity? How do we get punch? How do we get definition and transients that bring life to your track? Today, that's what we're going to get into with this mix tip. Let's go. So I got a little sync license. I don't know. You call it that because it kind of sounds syncy, like it would be on a TV show or something. Track here that I've started out, threw some drums down, got some stuff going, some compression, etc. First, I'll play a little bit of the track. All right, now this track is heavily based on drums, but for some reason the drums don't really sound full. Don't sound thick, don't sound punchy enough, fat enough, full enough to be taking on this whole track. So how do we fix that? First thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you how I would do it. I have all these drums. I got an 808, I got a subby 808, I got a kick drum, I got a dance hall wide kick. I don't know. I got all sorts of kicks layered with other kicks and claps and etc. So here's all my drums. They're all going to bus 2, isotope alloy, which is going to be sort of giving some distortion, harmonics on it. We got a compressor SSL, and we got a Valhalla room to give it a little room. Easy, basic stuff. But how do we get it to have a little bit more transient information, a little more low-level information, a little more breadth, a little more thickness, thud? The first thing I would do is I would grab all my drums, right? So let's grab all these drums. Let's grab the toms, everything here. Option click, doesn't matter. I got a distorted 808. I'm going to put it through it too. Why not? We're going to hit X on Logic. If you're in Pro Tools, something else, whatever, doesn't matter. All right, now we're going to take all of these drums out to bus 3, or bus 4, I'm sorry. Bus 3 is already taken. Bus 4 is where we're going to do some magic stuff here, okay? Bus 4, we're going to call this drum bus. Easy peasy. All I'm going to do here is just throw a little bit of limiting on it. I don't want much, just trying to control the peaks. That's all I want to do. And then I'm going to show you how to not smash the crap out of your drums, but still get them to live and breathe, pump, and be full, and impress your friends, and whatever it is, right? Like, make a big record. That's what we're trying to do here, okay? Just giving a little limiting. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is, because I have all my drums bused to one spot, I'm going to take all those drums and I'm going to send them to another bus. But this is going to be a send, so we're going to parallel it. From there, this parallel bus that I just developed here, I'm going to call this drum transient. Now, this is the key here. This is my transient bus. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use a compressor that's going to be really quick because I want like snap out of the drums, okay? Very simply put, that's what we're looking for is snap. We're looking for the transient, just the initial punch attack. So we can use anything for this. So I'm just going to use like an R comp, right? R compressor. Any compressor is going to do, the faster the better for this. We're going to take this down to, let's go maybe 3, 4 to 1, something like that. The attack, we're going to go just fast enough to let the transient through. And then the release, we're going to go pretty quick on the release. Now I'm going to change that to smooth, and I'm going to do opto here because an opto just sounds better for my ears. And it's not going to matter because we have an attack and release time here. We're going to turn this threshold pretty high. We're going to give it some compression. That's the bus, the send, the parallel send going to the drum transient bus, okay? Now this is our first step, is the R compressor. Already sounding much fuller, much fatter, but that's not what we're looking for. We're looking just for transients here. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a distortion. Doesn't matter what you use. In this case, I'm going to use something that I know very well. I'm going to use the decapitator. Okay, and I'm going to just distort. I'm going to drive pretty hard. I'm going to low cut out some stuff. I'm going to keep the tone kind of brighter because we're looking for transient information. All right, now I'm going to turn this to like a Neve distortion here, and 100% wet is good. And let's hear what we got now. Okay, awesome. Now I'm just giving a little distortion so I can hear more of those high mids, the harmonics of that signal there, okay? Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find an EQ, and I'm just going to give myself the transients, which means I'm going to go all the way up to, 1K, 2K area. I want to sweep everything else out. So for this, I'm going to use something like a fab filter. You can use whatever EQ you got. If you got the stock Logic plugins, fine. Easy peasy. All right, go here. I'm going to make this pretty steep. I'm going to go natural phase. I think that sounds best for this kind of deal that I'm doing. I'm going to go 30 dB per octave, and I'm going to sweep this all the way up, and I'm just going to kind of listen as I bring this up, because all I'm looking for, remember, is the transient information. Now you'll notice right away we're getting this nice spit, this harmonic, we're getting transients. Transients bringing it to life. The kick drum's got more of them. The snares got more of them. Sounding really cool. It's sounding really aggressive, but full and thick and punchy and in your face and fun. And that's what records should do. They should sound fun and cool and aggressive, like the sound of the record, right? So now I'm going to mute and unmute that so you can really hear the difference. And listen for the transients. Listen to the attack. Listen to the top stuff, okay? And you can blend this in as much or as little as you want, but this is kind of like designing a transient parallel. So you're not messing with your drums. You're not smashing your drums. You're not killing the kick or killing the sub in the kick or any of that stuff. You're just adding a little spit, a little more transient information, a little more life to the track. All right, so I'm going to bring it in and out, and I'm also going to start blending in and up and down, right? It's just so you can really hear it. And there it is. And what did you get out of this? For me, I think of transients as life. Transients are life. Harmonics, distortion, it's life to the track. But you don't always want to distort everything. You don't want to distort the low end sometimes. You don't want to distort the actual signal itself. Sometimes you just want a little blend of some more transient information and some harmonics and some color, some texture that's going to fill in the voids. It's like giving the snare drum a hug, like giving the kick drum a nice little hug at the top. It'll also help you get your mixes to translate to smaller systems, because as you come down, I'm using the Focal SM9s, you come down from 30 hertz, right, with the three-way system, and you cut it down to the two-way, all of a sudden we're going 90 hertz and above. I want to be able to translate. If I play it off my phone, just like grab this and I play it off the phone speakers, I want to be able to hear the kick drum, the 808. I want to hear the notes. So that's how you can do it. You can use parallel processing. Stop messing up your drums. Stop smashing and squishing all the life out of everything and start adding the life into things. Let there be life. Let there be love. Let there be transients. All of the above. Thanks for tuning in.